This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. And now it's time to head right into, because I'm so excited about this week's Rantcast. I just am a Twitter. Oh, did he say that word? Well, I'm just X'd out. Ecstasy? No. And so let us begin with this, the 168th episode of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled Escape to the National Comedy Center. That's right. That's right, folks. Look, the madness of this year and the madness you're going to go through, and I've talked about this, if these idiots are not going to shut up in the summer, and we're going to have to keep going through the rinse cycle over, and then the rinse, or whatever the fuck cycles we're going through. I know that there's another way to put that. I don't care. I don't care anymore. All right? That's how crazy they've made me. They clutter up my mind. Okay, rinse, repeat. Maybe that's it. Whatever it is, it's time to get the fuck out of Dodge and have at least a break during the summer. And one of the best places to go, I'm telling you, and I've said this, I used to say this more often than I have as of late, but it's a good time to repeat it. Head to the National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York. And I'm going to tell you, it's a bit of a schlep, all right? But if you're driving and you're coming west to east, head to Cleveland first. Stop in at the incredible Rock and Roll Museum Hall of Fame. That'll refresh you and refresh your palate and remind you that music at times is actually more important than politics, and actually plays a role in politics, and is well worth your time. I've been there, but then head the hour and a half, 2 hours onto the National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York. Really a delightful little village out there in the middle of nowhere, and down the street really from a Lilydale, where if you're thinking, boy, I really need to see a psychic, after you spend a couple of days at the National Comedy Center, you can head over there. And if you're coming from, otherwise, if you're coming from the east, or you coming up from the south to the north and head toward Buffalo, you can fly into there. It's an hour and a half, hour and change to get to the National Comedy Center. And yep, that's what I'm talking about this week. I'm going to try to avoid as much as possible. It will come up. I'm going to get to it, all the nonsense that occurred, but I think this is really what's important. It is now a great time to start trying to figure out what you might be doing this summer. Many of you probably already have, and if you haven't, this is the way to go. You can get a couple of days in there, and that's really, and you're going to need a couple of days there, because I'm serious. When I finally went, I was, and got to spend time in there, as opposed to just, here's a quick tour. When I really could go there and spend some time, I was stunned. Was there for 6-7 hours, and it didn't even blink. It wasn't even like I've got to be somewhere except to get some little bit of food. It's just an incredible place to spend time, and you will enjoy every minute of it. And no one I have ever sent there has had anything to say but glowing reviews. And it's had nothing but glowing reviews, and it continues to grow and become better and more unique. And it's well worth your time and energy. And if you want, you can then head up to Niagara Falls, which is not very far up. Head into Canada for a little bit, breathe some fresh air up there. Come on down, and there's a casino around. There's golf out there. The beautiful Lake Chautauqua. You can visit Chautauqua itself, and an incredible community that believes in education. Oh, wow. There's a throwback, and kind of a education, really, that deals with all subjects, even diversity. And so it's well worth your time. Look at the area and see what you think, and get up there. And I should point too to the fact that if you're a big fan of Lucille Ball, and I should have led with this, but I don't care. Maybe we'll flip this over in editing, but it's her ancestral home is Jamestown, New York. And part of the reason the National Comedy Center ended up there was for years there was a Lucy Fest there. I was was lucky enough to perform there the first 2 or 3 times, and went back to perform at the Reg Linné Center there, the Reg Linné Theater, on a couple of occasions. And then the National Comedy Center was born out of that Lucy Fest, and out of the fact that that's really what she was looking for, Lucille Ball. She had said that, don't you honor me all you want, but really what you should do is honor comedy. I will be known only for a short time. Well, she's wrong about that. She's going to be known much longer. And as a result of the, you can go around, there's a number of spaces there where you can catch up on, if you're a fan of hers, you can really get immersed in her history. And from August 1st to August 4th, there is the Lucille Ball Festival, which still continues. You can see a number of comedy shows, and and that if you go online to thecomedycenter.org, you can find out everything you can about it. You may not want to go the week of the festival, but I'm telling you, it's well worth your time to go. And the kids, the kids are going to love it. I can't believe it came out of my mouth, but it's true. It works for everyone, and very interactive, and just a lot of fucking fun. And in the midst of this bullshit that we are going through, a spectacular alternative to the madness. And it is madness. I mean, it is just continues to be madness. Hi there, I know what you've been thinking. You've been wondering, are there any tickets left for Lewis Black's upcoming shows? And I've got the answer for you, even if you don't want it. April 19th, I'm coming your way, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yep, and I'll be at the Walker Theater. April 20th, I will be in Nashville, Tennessee, at the James K. Polk Theater at the Tennessee Performing Arts Center. And then on April 21st, it's on to Atlanta, Georgia. Yep. Do you know of any other? Where I will be at the Buckhead Theater. April 25th, I will be rolling cross country to get there. I will be on the bus. Wave at me as I go by to get to the Englert Theater. That's on April 25th. At April 26th, it's on to Prior Lake, Minnesota. I will be at the showroom at the Mystic Lake Casino. That's, I just believe, spitting distance from Minneapolis. And then finally, on April 27th, it's on to La Crosse, Wisconsin, the Fine Arts Center at Bitterbow University. I was going to say college. I didn't mean to undermine you guys at Bitterbow. I am looking forward to it. And then still tickets in Europe. Amsterdam in May. Also in May, all of them are. Belgium, then on to London, then on to Berlin. And we've got a lot of tickets in Berlin. You can make your own joke here, but they're just not selling. And then on to Stockholm, and finally that'll be it. I'm looking forward to it. Did I say London? Yes, London. I know you're excited about that, and tickets there are going fast. So that's what I'm up to. And now for a bit of the madness that we've been through, and let's catch up on that. But remember the whole time in the background, the National Comedy Center. I could be having fun this summer. Yep, it may take the edge off, but let's go to really, where do I start? Well, let's start with the Ghost of Christmas Past, who came into town a week or so ago, and he and the Obama and Bill Clinton sat down, and they really, had a fundraiser, and Stephen Colbert was doing the moderating, and wow, they really... They made $25 million, and that was the big headline. And that must have excited people who have no money. They must have just done, that's great. I'm so glad that they can raise money for that. And why wouldn't you put $5 million aside for either, like, for the New York City, for the hungry or the homeless? Both, really. For the food banks here. I could list them, but what difference does it make right now? It's something they could have done. Well, we're going to look at this. We're beating Trump in terms of money. Yeah, Mr. The $178 million man. Really? So you're beating him in terms of money? Really? That's what it's all about. And it is what it's all about. And it's got to fucking stop. And they got to stop asking us to pay for this shit if they're not going to give us candidates that we're actually interested in. And literally anybody, anyone else. A man in Texas changed his name, speaking of coming up with somebody else, changed his name to literally anyone else and is trying to get on the ballot in Texas so he can run as literally anyone else. And a good idea, but it's, I don't know who he takes. I think he takes votes from both sides. I don't really care, but at least it's a bit of creativity in the midst of this, what is psychotic, just psychotic. Now the Democrats look like the entitled because they raise so much money. And I kind of understand why Stephen would do that, and certainly understand the throwdown there in terms of what his political beliefs are. I've just never been able to do that. I try to steer clear of that and do it privately on my own, and every so often. But I mean, I certainly make known what I think about this shit this river of shit we go through. And speaking of that, the 176, if that's what it is, or 178 million. Can someone explain to me how Truth Social can be worth a ton of money, like $4 billion or initially $8 billion, when it lost $58 million last year? Huh? Okay, but explain to me. I don't know anybody who uses Truth Social except to look at what he's saying, and it's on both sides. But is it, if I missed something, is this a way that people communicate now? Some of them do, but $8 billion? Seriously, and he tried to sell it. Just somebody explain how that is possible. It's maddening. Okay? And then he, and I find it hard to believe. Why do I find it hard to believe? He cheats at golf. Okay? There are people who've actually played with him who talk about the fact that, he will kick the ball out of various problems that he's in. He's deep in the rough or deep in the woods or whatever. He kicks the ball out, and his nickname is a result of him kicking so many balls all over the place. They call him Pele. How good is that? Okay, and maybe he should run under the name Pele. Maybe it would probably get him the people that he's looking for. I'm not really Donald Trump. I'm really Pele. And he really, literally, he gave himself his club championship in West Palm and the senior championship. And Jack Nicklaus gave him a thing as being the most improved golfer. It's what level of it's narcissism, it's egocity, it's egosity. It's literally his ego goes at the speed of light. It can't grow large enough until it encompasses the universe and all of the oxygen we breathe. And I'm an idiot for sitting here, but I got to get it off my chest. I can't sit there and let him, it sits on my chest like an L. I got to push to get it off because it's nuts. Okay? All right? I mean, that's just too much. It would be one thing if he was presenting something that you go, oh, that's an interesting idea. That's a lot better than what the Ghost of Christmas Past has to say, but we're not getting it. All he tells us is he's going to improve it. He will get rid of inflation. How? How's he going to get rid of inflation? And who out there really knows what inflation is? And why doesn't the fucking news commentators, instead of wasting time telling us what, one of them said about the other, said about the other, said about the other, and who said what said, try on a daily basis to make it possible for people to understand what inflation is, because they don't fucking know. Even have a congressman. You know what? Do that every day. That would be good. Have a congressman from everywhere up until the election. Maybe whatever it takes, 5 congressmen a day, however many days are left until then, and have them explain it. Have each of them, give them 10 minutes to explain it. If they can do it in 3, great. I don't think they can. I don't think they could do it. There's about 6 of them in there who might have a concept of it. All right, that's enough of that. And then he has a balloon artist, okay, come in. And on Easter Sunday, he has him make figures that are in his own image. or at least it makes it hard to breathe. It's egosity. It's the speed of an ego that's out of control. Uh, and then you move on to the madness doesn't end. In Michigan, a Republican representative to the Michigan legislature saw at the airport 3 buses picking up what he called illegal invaders. He felt that they were illegal immigrants. Where are they going? Where are they taking them? This is in Detroit at the airport. Well, it had to do with the fact that it was, and this shows that he really is just a massive idiot. They were going, it was the Gonzaga basketball team, for crying out loud. And he's calling them illegal invaders. It'd be one thing if they were playing a team from Detroit, and Oakland gave it a run, though. Wow, but did he talk about that? No, he talks about these illegal invaders, those Gonzaga invaders, who didn't make the Final Four. They were probably upset but maybe because maybe they had them jailed, and the team that showed up was a fake Gonzaga team. That would certainly be something. I'm surprised he didn't have them arrested. What is the matter with them? They don't check anything. They just throw shit out and then expect everybody to go, you see? And of course, every time I turn and kind of throw something out myself, I think, am I really finding out is this really true? And I don't know where you go. There has to be a big repository somewhere called, "This is the truth," or "as close as we can come. It's a reasonable facsimile thereof." I talk about the apparent video that Trump had on his on Truth, on the amazingly $4 to $8 billion Truth Social of Biden in a video. Biden was in the back of a pickup truck, and I think tied up, but I don't know because I didn't see it, and I'm not joining Truth Social, because then if I join, then it'll probably go up another $10,000 in terms of what it's worth. So let's wrap this up. Got a couple of things here. Here's one. Seattle Mariners pitcher Logan Gilbert publicly aligned himself with the online conspiracy theory that Wyoming does not exist. Think about it, said Gilbert on TikTok. Have you ever met somebody from Wyoming? Nobody has. Now, I think that Logan Gilbert may be a joke, but maybe it's true. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to go check out his TikTok page. Think about it, said Gilbert on TikTok. He made it the announcement. I think it was a joke. I think it's a joke. It's written like a joke. Because I've met somebody. My friend Ed Wasserman was the editor of the paper in Casper, Wyoming, I believe it was. Casper, I think. I'm pretty sure. And so he's been there, and I trust him, and I've been there. And that's all I got to say. There's no conspiracy. Wyoming exists, and they have 2 senators, and they're not a state that's large enough to, I think, be allowed 2 senators. But, that's something we're never going to figure out, because that would require, some sort of the folks to stop being so, they're worried about losing their power, but it's the power they don't have, because it's the power really that should be in the hands of the people, and they have less people. I can't fucking sit here and try to explain this shit anymore. I just can't do it. It's really simple. And then the people of Wyoming go, fuck you, you prick. Well, all right. You've got a point. I can understand why you're upset. But it's called Tufsky-Shitsky in my book. And so let's finish with this. The Tennessee State Senate has passed a bill that would outlaw so-called chemtrails. Conspiracy theorists argue that the condensation trails left by high-flying aircraft are actually chemicals sprayed by the government to control the weather. What is the matter with these people? We don't have enough problems. You got to make shit up? Really? We have seriously, the air is cluttered with shit we breathe, and you're going to worry about something that isn't even real. The bill calls these long debunked claims documented. They're not documented, and would ban from Tennessee's airspace the intentional release of chemicals with the express purpose of affecting temperature, weather, or the intensity of the sunlight. They do have representatives there. They could just kind of call them up and say, could you check this out for us? If this bill makes any sense, they're going to outlaw those. What are they going to do? Has to be done, I think. I don't know. I really don't know, but I do know that they're not real. And that's really psychotic to kind of get it out there and have. But Tennessee is always, it's a fount, a fountain of, kind of clinical nonsense. And it really must, and it certainly, I no doubt helps my friend Kathleen Madigan kind of continue to load up her arsenal of humor, her humor arsenal. And so that wraps it up. And I do hope all is going well with all of you. And I hope that you enjoy the incredible, once again, rants that I've been receiving. Please get them out there to me. And especially if I'm coming to your town, go, you can see how to do it at Lewis Black Live, lewislive.com, or just go to lewisblack.com, or it's lewislive.com. I don't know. I'm always confused by my own stuff. Whenever I say it one way, they go, nope, it's the other way. But I think it's lewislive.com. And if that doesn't lead you there, go to lewisblack.com and you will find out how to send in your rant. And please share it with me. And if I'm coming to your town and you're going to be in the audience, that's really the best way for you to really have a shot at getting it on there. And hopefully I'll be able to do a live get it out there rant at some point down the road. And who knows where that'll be. You may want to be there that night. So like I said at the beginning, it's time to get some tickets. Boy, I am sorry to be asking. I'm sorry about that. But now it's time to go. I have things to do, people to see. I'm sure you do too. And please, take care of each other. It is always a privilege and a pleasure to have this time with you. And I mean that. I'm not kidding around. I'm going to read a couple of pieces like a commercial now, so that some of you can adjust to that news, because it can be earth-shaking for some. These were written by folks who are here this evening, and we'll start with this one. And these will, hopefully, if you've got a rant, I continue to do my Rantcast, send them in. If there's something you want to get off your chest, let me know. I don't care what it's about. It can be as simple as something as like, you hate Vienna sausages. I don't care. Get it the fuck out there. I'm serious. It will help you and it will help me. This is from Eileen O'Shaughnessy, and thank you for this. I could rant about so many things, but I will save most of them for my therapist. What I want to rant about here is the TV network news. Fuck me. If I hear the word breaking news one more time, I will lose my shit. Nothing is breaking at 6 p.m. when I've been looking at my goddamn phone all day instead of working. Also, comments on social media are not fucking news. They are just bullshit from idiots who live in their mother's basement who've taken a break from masturbating to send a tweet. Stop acting like I need to know what they said. And lastly, just because this state, Rhode Island, has a clusterfuck of a situation where a major bridge is falling apart, I don't need to hear every fucking day that the traffic on said bridge sucks ass. Thank you, Eileen. And to follow that, because I've just started to read about the wonderful things that's happened with that bridge, and this comes from Damien Enoreno. You got it? Enoreno? Enoreno. Was that close? Thanks. Seriously, yours is at least some of them come in, I'm going, where's the vowel? But that's Enoreno. Okay, thank you for this, Damien. I'm sure if the people who booked your hotel here in Rhode Island hate you, they booked it on the East Providence side of 985. So you had to deal with the bridge nightmare we are all experiencing for the next couple of years because our useless, lying, fucking asshole inspectors at the Department of Transportation somehow missed that the bridge is going to completely motherfucking collapse at any minute. It needs to be replaced. So now we're forced to deal with self-righteous fuckfaces on a daily basis that have no idea when a zipper merge is. And like to block 2 cock-sucking lanes because they think that people need to merge into 1 lane of travel 8 miles before construction instead of when we were all taught when we go to driver's training to do. These are the same fucking asshats that do the speed limit in the passing lane on any particular highway while people behind them are seriously considering prison time if they consider to block them. I want those scab-infested cunts of society if that weren't enough, to all catch chlamydia from their cheating spouses. Damien, thank you for making me feel like a clean comic. I won't go into the rest of it. I may continue to read it on the Rantcast because he ends with sincerely, Father Foxborough, ordained minister. I'll tell you an interesting story. Which made, when I read about this bridge, I was kind of stunned because what I had heard, if you remember years ago, there was a bridge that went down in Minneapolis, St. Paul, just collapsed, like the one you're getting ready to do. And literally the next day, in every state in the country, the newspaper came out saying is that in every state in the country, the governments in each state began to inspect their bridges. And obviously, you guys here went, fuck it. Looks good to me. How about you, Ralph? Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable. And then on the front page of your paper, CEO of firm working on bridge quits. It's spectacular, isn't it? The headlines are punchlines. Got it? That's all you can do. You've got to laugh at it. If you don't laugh at it, you're going to get asthma. The departure follows DUI arrest in Massachusetts. Well, the good news is he wasn't wandering around Rhode Island drunk. The long time ahead, I fucking couldn't get over this. I don't have to write anymore. At first I thought, well, I'll read just that. Then the longtime head of the construction company doing many of the largest and most heavily scrutinized transportation projects in Rhode Island, including the westbound Washington Bridge and the Route 610 interchange. I'll be skipping that tomorrow. Wow. Unbelievable. Then they were screaming about Pete Buttigieg. But meanwhile, this has been going on for years, so it's one asshole after another. You think, I go, no, you don't need to look at that bridge in Rhode Island. We checked it last Thursday. You don't need to sweat that one. Just worry about Boeing. I'm going to read to you a few rants that have been sent in. I've started to do this every night when I'm on stage. I have a Rantcast, and I read what people are upset about, and it really can. If you've got something you want to get off your chest, send it in. I read every single one of them, and some of you have there's some problem. There's just a few of them here. This is from Jennifer Farell, and I'm going to be at your Boston show and can't wait. I am ranting about customer service, specifically providing customer service for individuals that have lost a loved one. If you answer the call from an individual that has lost someone and they are calling to cancel a service like phone or cable, for fuck's sake, don't try to sell them on keeping the service. They know the service. They probably have it on their own, so they don't want to hear you say, you can transfer that line to a friend or family member. Fuck you, sweetheart. Second, I know it can be difficult talking to someone that has lost someone dear, but please do not end a call after having provided appropriate customer service with, "Have a nice day." Yeah, no, I will not be having a nice day, thank you very much. I know it's hard to know what to say, but try something like, take care of yourself, okay? That's all she had to say, Jennifer, and I think that was wonderful. These two are, this occurred last night in Providence. This came in, and I just got it this morning. This is Crystal Marie, and I went to the women's bathroom downstairs on the first floor before the show started. There were 4 stalls. 2 stalls had lights above them, and 2 were more dark. I was in a dark stall, and I risked it. I sat on the seat. It was fucking soaked. Bitches need to stop hovering and just sit on the fucking seat. Assholes. Thank you, Crystal. And finally, reason enough to listen to my Rantcast, and I believe it may be on last week's, this one that came out this week. I got an email from a guy an ER doctor who did a discussion of the fact of how people come in and talk about the fact that that they got something up their ass and they need to have it taken out, and they all talk about how they kind of sat on it, and he's going and he lists stuff that people that he's taken out, and he just goes, no, you cannot sit on this, okay? You really have to work. It's a brilliant piece of writing. And this came in response to that. So, and if you listen to the Rantcast, there's something you want to respond to, go ahead. The letter you read, this is Andy Mursdeck. The letter you read from all the ER professionals in the world ruined my life. Days later, I'm still rolling on the floor laughing. Can't eat, sleep, work, play, or explore my own inner sanctum. Thanks a bunch, man. As my last act in this life, I'm sending you the comment I left on YouTube. You're welcome. And this is the comment. In Eugene in the 1970s, a wild-eyed hippie character named Zeus, probably not by his mother, was reported to have been to the ER and had 18 Barbie doll heads removed from his anus. A prime example of the dangers of taking a euphemism literally. Thank you, Andy. Thanks, folks. I've been reading rants from folks each night in the show, and I opened it up to see if any others had come in, since I printed the ones I was going to use, and this is from Aaron Jackson. Really, dude, you couldn't at least hire someone to clean the fucking wet snow out from the front of the building here in Portland? No. No, Aaron. I don't know if you've come to see other performers, but generally we go through the stage door. Okay? I didn't arrive here like a day early. I went, oh, look, it's gonna fucking be dog shit fuck weather. I better get out there with my shovel. Are you fucking nuts, Aaron? I don't live here. Who am I supposed to call? You wanna know something, Aaron? Just to get a snowplow out here so we could get here, you fucking idiot. I couldn't even get that, so it took an hour. So fucking don't ever ask for that shit again from anybody. He went in to say that he said that now I have to sit here with a soaked foot. You better be fucking funny, you cocksucker. And then after this is, I love this, and then he goes, love ya. Dean said, I wanted to see you so much I risked pneumonia coming out in this fucking freak snowstorm. Then I fell down in the slush and snow crossing the street to the auditorium, wrenching my knee and elbow. Fuck. God, the suits are gonna be unbelievable. Have a great show. Wow. And then Michelle Shamora, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, this is, I believe there would be more people here tonight in Portland, but they were all stuck behind a plow on 95. Some people are only here because they lost power. And their generator is out. They figured it would be warm here, and they needed a few laughs before they go home to bail water out of their basement. It's just so fucking funny. We traveled here from Western Massachusetts to see you and spend time with friends and family here. So happy I could be here. That's called irony, fuckers. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me. Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.